My name is Hayley Sabella. I'm a musician from the South Shore of Massachusetts. Both of my parents either are or have been music teachers at some point. And so music was always a part of our family dynamic. It was almost on the map once. Well, Forgive the Birds is a more recent song. And it's a song that's about being lonely, but seeing loneliness in other people and trying to draw them in and say, like, we're in this together even though it's lonely. Also about sort of making peace with the times that you have wronged somebody or they have wronged you and saying, like, we're going to stay friends or we're going to stay together even though we are flawed and it hurts. Far from the Ferris wheel, hidden from the pearl of summer, there's a place the lonesome steal away to lay their weary heads. I pardon the fish who swim, I forgive the birds that fly. It's the people who walk around like me I can't seem to let go. But who am I but a stone thrower like you? We could knock it all down, but I'd rather make something new. If a heart was perched above the morning we said goodbye, I choose to take it as a sign. Some things you must decide. 'Cause who am I but a naysayer like you? We could shoot it all down, but that's just one point of view. The brick that built this house, it is made of clay and shale, two common kinds of dirt and stone provide us rooms to fill. I fill them with my love, I fill them with my sorrow, with books and booze and coffee cups, and lay your weary head. 'Cause who are you but a traveler like me? We could burn the place down, but I'd rather wait and see. Who are you but a wayfarer like me? We could burn it all down, but I'd rather let it be. Turn Around is a song very much inspired by the New England landscape. I wrote it waiting for spring to happen. Winter seemed to be holding on to like our atmosphere for dear life, and I really wanted it to switch, just turn over, turn around. And so it doesn't say that in a literal way, but I tend to see a lot of seasonal correlations within my inner personal life or within my friends or family, like, and how that correlates to the outside seasons. Inspire me when from the east turn the gray under from below. I'm wearier than a tired song repeating on the radio. Let me down, you frosty piles of snow. I want to know the ground. With barefoot feet, unpack the life locked up under through the frozen mountains. Springtime lark is tardy this year. Winter's grip is strong and cavalier. New England, you are like a slowly spinning girl with many masks. Each quarter turn you take, we see one face is different from the last. But ooh, it's your turn to turn around. Ooh, it's your turn to let me down. Hammering right through the brick of walls erected in good faith. Careful hands, unneeded wounds set each rock into its place. But I wanted you to know that I know better. Oh, but it's my turn to turn around. Ooh, it's my turn to let you down. Abandoning the land I love for the wonder of the great unknown. The quarter turning lovely one forsaken for an unlit road. But apparently I need the cold to stay awake. It must be time to turn around. Time to turn around. Ooh, it must be time to let you down. Sometimes songs sort of spill out of you because of something that you're feeling. And Maria is a song that didn't happen that way. It's a song that I wrote because I was bored of my own perspective. So I tried to write Maria from somebody else's perspective. And the person who I was thinking of was a gentleman who I met in Spain when I was backpacking just out of college. And I was really broke and backpacking on a shoestring and just kind of like by myself walking around Barcelona. And I couldn't afford to actually go into Sagrada Familia, that famous Gaudi cathedral, which I regret now. Like, I should have just paid to go inside because I hear it's fantastic. But instead, I was content to sit on a park bench outside of Sagrada Familia and just sort of journal. And I was just sort of having a moment. And this older gentleman sat on the park bench next to me, and we struck up a conversation. And he was just open to having a chat. I was open to having a chat. And he said that I reminded him of somebody who used to work for him who passed away. And it had been like 3 years, and he really wasn't over it. In fact, he was older and just kind of semi-retired after she died. Maria is a song written from his perspective. Okay. Shop in Barcelona since I was 24. I'd be running out the door back to my home in Almeria. See, I come from the south. That's where I learned to run my mouth. And these northern folk can be so damn polite. Good manners keep you in the dark. I keep turning on the light. Can I call you Maria? from the store. It became too much of a chore. Ever since the day I got a phone call, said she wouldn't be at work today or any other day. And it's been 3 years, her desk still looks the same. There's a picture of her mom on an elephant in the rain. Can I call you Maria? It's your smile, it's your face, it's your fire, it's your grace. Can I call you Maria? It's a compliment, I can promise you that. You are on a holiday, not looking for work. Could I persuade you to stay? Could have a job here in Spain, and I'd call you Maria. You could answer the phone, make me smile in the morning. Can I call you Maria? It's a compliment, I can promise you that. Cape Cod has a very melancholic sort of quality to it. It's a sandbar that extends into the ocean. It's always changing. And I think it's, especially since there's such a dramatic change in like population between the summertime and the wintertime, it can be a very melancholic place to be, especially in the wintertime, seeing all the stores shut down. And then like the undercurrent of that is like there's also a lot of, there's a big problem with opiate addiction. And some of my friends fell into that. And so I sort of stored a lot of bad things on Cape Cod. And then I went back for Oyster Fest maybe 2 years ago and hung out in Wellfleet and saw all these amazing, inspired, beautiful people, artists and musicians, and I felt ashamed for having written off an entire place. And this is the song that was born out of an apology to Cape Cod. You blow my mind in a Cape Cod kind of way, with a sandbar spine and a rosehip bush and cigarettes a pack a day. I turned around at 17, learned to drive, I went the other way. I said anywhere but east from here is where I wanna be. With a backpack full of principles and how things ought to be, all figured out and folded neat like my mother's laundered sheets. Self-righteous as a pastor's kid before he learned what his father did. Said anywhere but east from here is where I'm gonna be. Kindness used to come so easy. How'd I learn to be so mean? Not to your face, but in my head I tossed you out like some book I read, with which I disagreed. I tried too hard to hide the ugly that's in you and in me. I'd lose my mind in that Cape Cod kind of way, getting mischievous when the summer folk go with your pal since the 3rd grade. There's 24 of you at 22, and then 34, and then 58, still hanging round downtown, slurping oysters in October. How'd I learn to be so mean? Thinking anywhere but east from here is where I ought to be. Lana.